Growing up, my dad had always threatened to put me in the military, and ironically, I chose myself to go in. I didn't know anything about any of the branches, walked in recruiting station, and the Marine Corps was the first door on the right.
One of my friends, Carla, I heard she joined the Army, and she had enlisted to be a physical activity specialist, and I thought, oh, that sounded kind of cool. And so I went to the recruiting station with her. I enlisted in the Army as a physical therapy technician, and they offered me my first assignment to be in Germany, and so I was really into that.
My senior year, I just remember, even to this day, that my mom got a phone call in the middle of the night, and my dad had died, and it was sad because, like, I think a kiddo always yearns to have both, family members in their lives, and I just felt a lot of pressure, I guess, since I was 18, wanted to start helping my mom because she had done so much for me and sacrificed so much as like being a single parent. And so I went into a recruiting office. I told him a little bit about, my mom and me just wanting to do more for her. He asked if I was familiar with the Marine Corps, and I said, no, not really. I've seen, the billboards, the few, the proud, the Marines, and, you've seen the commercials. And he just said, that the Marine Corps is the hardest thing that he's ever done in his life. And I'm not saying that to scare you away, but if you can do the Marine Corps, you can do anything. And literally that Monday, I left for boot camp.
I always wanted to be in the Army. So my dad and I, we went to the Armory. I signed up, and that was my junior year in high school. They let me go to basic training between my junior and senior year of high school. I did during the summer. Just being able to wear the uniform, it meant a lot.
When you're getting ready to get out of the service, they want to help prepare you to become a civilian. One of the classes that we went to was an entrepreneurship class, and a guy came in and talked to us about owning your own business. And he talked about how he managed his own schedule and made his own hours and everything like that. He picked out 4 or 5 franchises, and we met and we went over them. I must have read at least 12 or so FDDs, and I talked to about 8 to 10 CEOs. I was really, really close with one, and I thought we were gonna do it, and then at the last minute there was a red flag, and I think my coach kind of got frustrated with me because he kept presenting all these franchises to me and they didn't work for me. So then I had this idea about maybe I could just have a trailer and go sell shaved ice in Florida somewhere. And so I was Googling shaved ice businesses, and lo and behold, Kona Ice came up. They had a truck. I said, I want a truck, I want to be mobile. This is exactly what I want. I couldn't get information fast enough. There were no red flags along the way, and I didn't hesitate for a second to move forward with Kona Ice.
So before Kona Ice, I had several jobs, but none of them had that sense of satisfaction.
Jim was in sales. When I met him, he worked for Procter & Gamble, and then subsequently had several sales jobs thereafter.
I'd always done things on the side. I really craved and tried to figure out a way to have a better marketing presence to grow those side businesses. And that's when I came across Kona Ice. I'll never forget watching the video for the first time on Tony Lamb. And I came across it, I think it was middle of the night, and I watched that video. Me being a salesperson, it was very inspiring to watch his message. So I knew that instant that we were going to get involved with Kona. It was just a matter of how to do it.
I'd been in 7 years, and I was gonna go full-time Army, but then I got a job opportunity to come out here, and altogether it was 7 years, so I figured that was enough.
I got into school counseling because after all that happened to me my senior year, no one from the school reached out to me, like no one. And I kind of went through that by myself. They loved when I came into the classroom, I get cheers. I totally fell in love. I'm not the kind of person that was able to shut it off.
Kids would tell her a lot of stuff. Of course, she can't tell me about it, all confidential, but yeah, it takes a toll on her.
I would worry about these kids and I would, wonder, and that's when it became obvious that I needed to do something that was a little bit more upbeat. Ray Mowry rolled up on Timberview during lunch, and he was serving all of the kids, and I just thought, how do I get into something like this? This is awesome. And then I saw how excited the kids were. I just thought it was the coolest thing. And so I started researching right after that. Right before I talked to Tony, I went and I mustered up the courage to go and talk to Jeremy. And
I was like, no, what is Kona Ice? And she's like, it's shaved ice. I'm like, ice cones? I don't like ice cones. I'm not gonna be an ice cream guy.
And I tell Tony, that I'm on board, but my husband's not. And Tony says, bring Jeremy, to the convention, and then he'll get to ask all the other franchisees any questions he wants. He'll get the good, the bad, he'll get the raw data. So I think Jeremy thought in his head that it was just a free trip for him, and he was still gonna say no.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, if it's free, I'll go, I'm still saying no, I'm staying strong. So we went up, got our name tag, they handed us this bag, and I looked in, I'm like, whoa, that's a lot of cool stuff.
What's in this Kona juice? Like, everybody's so happy, everybody's laughing, and everybody's friendly, and it was just so surreal.
The real kicker was when they opened the doors. And just walking in there, I was in awe. I was in awe.
I think both of our mouths were open. And I think at this point, we had never tried a Kona.
What's the catch? And nobody could tell me anything negative about Kona. This is awesome. It's definitely it's a big family.
He fell in love with Kona just like I did.
We're doing this, but I didn't tell her right away because I didn't want to look like I was giving in so soon.
So I quit my job. So I've always been all in for Kona, and now he's at the point where we're 3 years in and he's ready to be all in.
Our school district superintendent, is a Marine veteran. And his daughter was playing at a soccer game. He saw me, he was walking up toward me. I was all nervous, getting ready to throw out all of my practiced Kona College knowledge to this gentleman who was very important in relationship building with the schools. And he absolutely just shot me down. He first knew that I was a Marine veteran and told me basically if there's anything I want to do to help the school, he's more than welcome to allow me to do it.
You're making other people happy. You're contributing to communities. You're fundraising for schools. Like, it seems that you're always improving lives. And who wouldn't want to be a part of that? Why not be the good guy, the fun guy, the hero every day?
For me, looking forward, Kona Ice of Delaware, I don't know that I'm looking to be the largest franchisee.
I don't know that we're looking for rapid, massive growth, because I think it's serving the purpose that Jim got into it for.
But I really would like us to be more ingrained in our community so that every person knows what we are, what we do, and what kind of things we support. And that they can say, Kona Ice of Delaware helped my son, helped my daughter, helped my family in some story they tell down the road.
It's giving him the opportunity to give back to the community and still be able to spend a lot of time with his family, and especially as his kids are growing up.
The best part about the military base is that you can just bring a smile to their face no matter what. We go out to the ranges, we go out to the drop zones, and they're so hot, they're sweaty, and they can't wait to see Kona Ice. You got these people that are, they're gonna, in another month, they might be going and putting their life on the line and dealing with our enemy forces, but today they're a kid, and it's just a neat feeling. Fort Bragg is home of the 82nd Airborne Division. So they have a high op tempo. A lot of them are deployed for extended periods of time. And so the kids and the spouses are without their families. And so we can bring the truck and just for a few minutes help them forget about some of the downside of having a parent who isn't at home. And we can bring smiles and we send them dancing to the music and just having fun.
Everybody's like, oh man, by your third year, it's gonna be crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we hit our third year. This is our third season. It got crazy. So as much as I didn't want her to do it, I'm glad she did. Obviously see a big difference in her mentality and her swag. Now she can go out and make the kids happy.
I just love my job. I love every aspect of Kona. And now when I, go to a school and I roll up with the Kona truck and I see all of these smiles and all of these kids jumping up and down, and just that I've made their day in that moment makes my day. I just love the fact that I can roll up and instantly have everybody smiling at me. And well, it's the Kona truck, but I like to think they're excited to see me too. But it's so rewarding.
It's about service and giving back. So obviously when somebody's choosing to go into the military and serve, it's very similar to Kona. I choose to get into this business to serve, not just as a business to get a paycheck. And fortunately, we're able to do that at the drop of a hat.
It's hard to describe, but going from being an only child that was super stubborn and super spoiled, and then having to turn your whole world around, and you think of your country before you think of your bunkmate before you, and you're part of this team that it's amazing. I can do anything that I put my mind to after doing boot camp. It taught me some very sophisticated words. I think I'm a better person. I'm stronger. It just set me up for nothing but success.
I'm Corporal Lohman, United States Marine Corps.
Specialist Jeremy Hepner, U.S. Army.
Lieutenant Colonel Barb Seiler, U.S. Army.
Sergeant Robinson, U.S. Marine Corps.